Watching podcast. I am your host, the marvelous Mike Dudley, followed as always by my younger brother, co-host, and cohort,
Marcus Dudley, MD3, checking in on you. What is going on out there in podcast land? We are broadcasting live, as always, from the What You Been Watching studios, right here in Tallahassee, Florida, in the shadows of Doak Campbell Stadium, amongst probably some canopy roads somewhere that lead us back to you, old Tallahassee. What's going on, though, man?
Chilling, man. Getting ready for some of this hot weather we got coming through here. And I know this is not usually the avenue we take where we just immediately jump into boring talk about the weather, but it is worth noting that it's pretty miserable.
Well, also, we're getting older, and that's just going to be one of those things. Now, like, we're just going to come in here and be like, it's hot out there. Yep, sure is. Mm-hmm. But you know what's always hot is the intro to this podcast.
Oh, look at that
Kesta,
segue.
Always bright. Thank you very much for that. You can find Kesta, whatever they're doing, I'm sure out there. They're on SoundCloud and BandLab or something. I don't know where they're at, but you can find them, I'm sure. You can also find us at What Ya Been Watching Podcast at gmail.com. Where else can they find us, my brother?
They can find us at facebook.com/Dudley Bros Podcast. Or, we out here.
We out here. Man. So, yeah, no, outside of being hot as shit, which has been, I was helping my buddy move from like 9 in the morning to like noon, and I was drenched in sweat out here in this 40. It's fucking brutal. So, drink lots of water. It's hot out there.
Watch out for wasps.
Watch out for wasps, for sure, is my advice to you.
Yeah, dude. And it sucks working in a kitchen, and then, you go outside to get some relief or like get something out of your car, and like, oh, it's just as hot out here as it is in
Probably
there.
Hotter.
At least in the kitchen, we have a fan that kind of circulates air a little bit. Like outside, like it's just hot, stagnant, muggy air. Like you're just walking through soup.
I got so mad at somebody in the kitchen once because they had the fan blowing, and we were all, it was at Sonny's, and we were all doing our thing. You have somebody that slices, somebody that runs lines, somebody runs the bread grill and the back grill for burgers and stuff like that.
Right.
And this motherfucker had the fan blowing, but it was blowing all the heat off of the grill. And so we're like, what the fuck is taking so long on a meter? It ain't done yet. And I'm like looking, and this dude hijacked the fan and pivoted his way, and it was just blowing. So he got cussed at thoroughly. I was like, first off, don't be stealing all the goddamn cool air. Secondly,
hurry up them burgers.
Yeah, hurry up, fucking, it needs to be hot back there. Let's go. So, yeah.
That's like the servers coming. Like we have our Alexa set up in the kitchen just to, like play music, get a good vibe going, whatever.
Or just ask, hey Alexa, play the What You Been Watching podcast is what I recommend.
That's right. Also, that's where you can find us.
Yeah, that's all.
Spotify, Apple's.
If you're listening, you already know that,
right? But yeah, so it's the servers will come in and start requesting all these weird bubblegum pop songs, and we're like, no, you're fucking up our algorithm right now.
Yeah.
We got Al Green. We got all sorts of cool stuff on here. We got old school Madonna and J-Lo. We got Waiting for the Night playing all night. It's great.
Yeah, don't come in here with your front of the house bullshit. This is back of the house vibe. Don't come back here and fuck it up, please.
We're playing some old school funk.
Yeah, till you start busting some discs, you start busting some suds back here, you fucking worry about the music in the front of the house.
Right.
That's what I tell them. But I'm cold-blooded like that. So anyways, to dive right into it, the $1 million question. The reason everyone tunes in faithfully, which we do appreciate. What you been watching, my brother?
My man, I've been watching, as always, a lot of Kitchen Nightmares and Hotel Hell and stuff like that, because I love me some Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, he's brutal.
It's pretty much just what I turn on now when I want stuff in the background, so I can just, check in on, like, if I'm folding laundry or washing dishes or, like, bathing the dog or something like that, just have it on in the background so I can just sort of check in. I don't even have to watch it. I can just listen to Gordon Ramsay yell and scream about what's happening on screen.
Says something about you.
Yeah.
Does he just have like an overall deal with, he must, like an overall deal with Fox? Because any fucking cooking show, any hospitality show, they're just like, Gordon Ramsay.
He's probably one of the more popular shows that they have going right now. I mean, everybody tunes in and watches everything he does, so maybe it's a little, Ouroboros, the snake eating its tail thing. Like, he keeps making them money, so he keeps getting more TV deals, so more people keep watching, so he makes them more money.
Yeah. No, I was thinking about it.
It's all about money.
No, I was thinking about it, though. I know that HBO, now that HBO Max is just Max, or whatever. And I was like, yo, I didn't know Discovery had money like that. And then I started thinking about it. They own like all of HGTV.
Yep.
So like anytime you're at any doctor's office ever, like they had that. They got Food Network, like all those background shows that you don't think about, man. Like all the crabbing shows, all that shit. They own all that shit.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, they do have
My
TV money.
300 or my 350-pound twins or my...
Man, that shit is on TLC. You know what TLC used to stand for?
The Learning Channel.
The Learning Channel. And that was my 600-pound life and freaking Honey Boo Boo and whatever. So I don't get it, but that's here nor there. But no, I didn't realize that. Those cooking shows are fucking... Like the Food Network alone, man. They bankrolls, man.
Yeah, I mean, just in terms of commercializing and advertising, I mean... They wouldn't keep making them if they weren't making money, you know, essentially the shows
everybody's got to eat.
Well, I mean, the shows essentially don't matter. The shows are just simply vehicles to put advertisement in front of your eyeballs. That's all it is.
Yeah,
it doesn't. It's nothing more than a clever ploy to be like, hey, look at this shit that you should buy.
Yeah. I mean, they've monetized our eyes a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
No, but the Food Network has that too, though. They have probably 12 rotating. Like if you watch Chopped or something like that, like every guest, like well not every guest, but most of the guests that come on Chopped are like the judges or whatever. I should say the judges, not the guests, but the judges all have different. They're all on different shows. Whether it be like Guy Fieri, that fucking guy has like 9 different shows on there.
Oh yeah, it's
never goes to dives, by the way. Only diners and drive-ins. Doesn't go to a lot of dives.
Go up to some greasy spoon with there's cockroaches as soon as you open the door. He's like, we're gonna test this out, we're gonna see how this goes.
Yeah, there's money. So I kind of got off on a tangent there, but is Gordon Ramsay your favorite of the celebrity chefs though?
I mean, now that Anthony Bourdain's gone, yeah,
rest in peace, that guy.
That
was my mom's boyfriend. He just didn't know.
I always appreciated his storytelling sensibility, and I saw him when he spoke at Florida State one year.
Oh yeah,
it was really, really good. I got to ask him where the best place, like one of the best meals he's ever had. I was like, gun to your head, I'm sure you get this all the time, but what's the best meal you've ever had? And he mentioned some place in Spain where they do this like salted ham, and then you put it on this like fresh bread from the dude's mom makes it downstairs and sells it out of the back of the back of the house or whatever. So you get your ham, your slice, you go down, you get your bread, and then you come back up, you get your condiments and your mustards and your Spanish, this, that, the other. And he's like, hands down, after a hard night of drinking, it is the best hangover food I've ever had in my life. I was like, that sounds like a fucking plan to me. Like, I love shit like that.
Yeah, he was always about the experience. And I know that's what everyone tries to capture is the experience, but he seemed to relish that more than anything. It's like Gordon Ramsay, for example, plays a dick on TV, but it's watch him with the Master Chef kids. He's wonderful with it. I think if Gordon Ramsay were his car were to break down in front of your house, and you'd be like, "Oh, hey man, can I make you something to eat real quick?" I don't think for a single second he'd be critical of these eggs are shit. And
right.
He would turn that shit off.
You fucking donkey, right?
Yeah, he'd be like, "Oh, thank you very much for the ham sandwich."
Right.
I bet.
I love Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, he'd probably be cool as shit, actually. I mean, I know he's playing a character. It's
right.
like fucking Stephen A. Smith on sports. It's like, I hope you don't act like this shit all day, every day. Your circle will be a little too small for me, pal. But no, Anthony Bourdain was the correct answer there.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. And I always liked his shows. He had a very cinematic eye. Like, you could tell that he was a lover of movies and cinema and sort of directorial auteurs, Hitchcock and Coppola and Oliver Stone, like just all the he would try to shoot certain scenes in we're gonna go for an Oliver Stone shot here. Or this is gonna be the classic Coppola, pullback, or this is gonna be
Coppola fade.
Yeah, the Coppola fade, right?
Where it fades into the Godfather's mustache.
right.
The bushes.
Right. So yeah, I always liked his show because he had a very cinematic eye, and like you said, it was about the food and about the process, but it was also about the culture behind it. And
that's what I kind of drew a blank at. I was trying to explain it better, so thank you for that.
Yeah. Explaining here's why this food is so important to this particular region, because it's like everybody's grandma has this recipe,
right?
You know? So
if you're eating spaghetti and meatballs, he's like, oh, and then it's like, hey man, these people grow these tomatoes. Like the tomatoes that they're growing also fuels their wine business that they run, or you know what I mean? Like it helps put a roof over their head,
right?
And they make it into the sauce.
Their
that they
pasta,
then sell.
like they made this pasta 3 days ago, like, and had it out drying this whole time, so that by the time we showed up, it's ready to go, and they don't have to, you know, go through the whole process of like, cool, you guys want spaghetti? Cool, come back in 3 days when the noodles are dry and the tomatoes are ripe and the, you know.
Yeah, no, he's a G, man. He I feel like he truly understood what it was all about. Like, as we always talk about, like, you know, watch a movie, talk about it with someone you love. He's the type of dude that's like, you know, rest in peace, but seem like, yo, man, have dinner, enjoy it, drink up,
right?
Like, you know, have a second one, fuck it, you know?
Right.
So yeah. But anyways, yeah, so Kitchen Nightmares.
Kitchen Nightmares, yeah.
So, anyways, what else you been watching, my guy?
Oh, man, what else did I see? Oh, that's right. I recently rewatched the classic Vince Vaughn film, Dodgeball.
Oh, that is a classic, man.
Yeah.
I love that Joe's. Purple Cobras, yeah. Yeah. I think they just greenlit a sequel, actually.
They've been talking about doing a sequel of that for years and years and years.
I think it officially got greenlit, but we'll see.
I hope
it's
so.
a believe it when I see it kind of situation. Like Friday 4. Well, I'll believe it when I see it.
Still Friday in?
Yeah. Friday the 13th, baby. Let's do it.
I think that they've already got one.
Run into some patents on that, or some copyrights on that one. They should, though.
Why not?
Yeah,
just
why not?
Cross the streams. Let's do it. We all wanted to see it happen.
Yeah.
Damn, Day, why you get killed by Jason, son?
Is that your mic up? Who knows? Your Ice Cube.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, why not? But no, Dodgeball though. Tell me what you think, man.
It holds up. I mean,
it does.
You know, it's again, it's classic underdog story, literally. You know.
Shout out to Justin Long.
Shout out to Justin
Already
Long.
won a couple underrated performances of the week.
Stephen Root is great in that.
He's great in everything.
I forgot Alan Tudyk was the guy who played the pirate.
Steve the Pirate, yeah. My man Hank Azaria is in it too.
That's right.
He plays the young Patches O'Houlihan.
Right, in the like old 1940s.
Yeah, duck, dive, dip, dive, and dodge. Or dodge, duck, dip, dive, and he pauses for a second. Dodge. He's the best, man. I fucking love Hank Azaria.
Yeah, and then so for those who maybe don't know, just brief synopsis. Vince Vaughn owns a gym, and
Average Joe's Gym,
and it's going into debt and foreclosure. And Ben Stiller's character, who runs, what's his name, Dwight White?
White Goodman.
That's it. White Goodman owns this like
Globo Gym.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of like Gold's or Planet Fitness or whatever. And he basically tries to hostile take over the Average Joe's gym, and then they find some sort of loophole, or if they can pay like $100,000 worth of the debt, then they can keep the gym. And they figure the best way to do that is dodgeball tournament. Chaos ensues.
Yeah, because the plot needs to focus on dodgeball with a title called Dodgeball.
Right.
But no, I fucking love that movie, actually. I watched it fairly recently. I think about 2 weeks ago, actually. Mm-hmm. Fucking still holds up, man. This is Blazer, and Michelle. Yeah. So stupid. Bro, I think Ben Affleck...
Punch me.
Not Ben.
You made me bleed my own blood.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
I
almost said Ben Affleck. I think Ben Stiller is the king of stupid-ass faces. Him or Jim Carrey, man. Like...
I mean, Jim Carrey is so expressive. I mean, he can do anything. Ben Stiller is he might be a close. He's close.
Just the stupid ass faces. Not like he doesn't wrinkle him up, but his just look of looking stupid is just great. Like in Tropic Thunder, when he's getting shot and his lips are going every which way in slow motion, like he fucking commits to it.
He does sort of play aloof and confused, like very naturally.
Very well,
yeah.
I'm kind of glad that when he lets the reins go, like I like him in things more where he gets to play a character like Tropic Thunder or like Zoolander or like Dodgeball than I do when he plays stuff like Reality Bites or like The Heartbreak Kid or something like that. Sure. Personally, and I don't think he's bad in any one of those things. I like it better when he's just like, fuck it, we're playing characters.
Well, but you also tend to like a lot more of the like high bravado, high intensity, like very physical comedies and
there is no historical evidence to support that.
What you talking about?
What you talking about? I've never said I like slapsticky shit. No, I do though. It's a true statement. It's a true statement.
So
and I like Heartbreak Kid.
Yeah,
something about Mary, stuff like that. I like him in all those, but fucking
he's good. But I would agree with that. I think he's really at his peak when he's being these really over the top, silly, gratuitous characters.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Like Jim Carrey. I think Jim Carrey is perfectly fine, but I just want to see him make stupid faces and farty noises.
Dude, I was listening. It was one of those quick shorts on like YouTube or Facebook or something like that, and it was talking about it was Paul Rudd talking about Jim Carrey, and I didn't notice it because then I went back and Googled or YouTube the scene after that. But he was saying how Jim Carrey commits to bits like 1,000%.
Oh yeah,
especially comedically. And the part that he was saying is like, I've watched this scene 1,000 times and it makes me fucking crack up laughing every time. And it's when in Ace Ventura, when he's coming, the first scene where he's coming in with the package and he's kicking it down the hallway and like hiking it and shit. And then he said his commitment to the bit on that. And then I went back and watched it. It's so fucking funny the way he kicks it down the hallway and he's shaking it and throwing it over his head and shit. I didn't have appreciation for
doing
this.
handstands on the
you just cartwheeling it.
You can just hear
rattling
the glass breaking inside and rattling
it's
around.
Just rattling around.
It just says fragile stamped on the side of the box and big red
He's
letters.
kicking the shit out of it with a smile on his face.
We're going downtown, soccer style.
Yeah. Anyways, so I do like that shit. I don't know how he pivoted off of that, but we're talking about Dodgeball, right?
Yeah, Dodgeball. Yeah.
But, no, I dig that movie. It's really quotable, man.
Yeah, it's super fun. And it's, just silly, irreverent, juvenile humor. So
I'm a Vince Vaughn guy, man. That guy cracks me up.
I was talking about that the other day. I think he's a great actor, but he's also a very horrible actor. I think he might be in the Nicolas Cage vein where like you don't just hire a Vince Vaughn type. You hire Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
And you just let him do his Vince Vaughn thing, and he's going to do it better than anybody else you could have hired to do it. I think once you let him off the reins and just let him do his little quick mumbling things and where he talks really fast, but he's saying a lot, but he's not really saying anything, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Like
making you feel comfortable. Like,
right.
Hey, I'm driving.
Buddy. Hey, listen, buddy.
I submit he should have been nominated for an Oscar for fucking Swingers. I know comedy movies don't typically get like the love they should, but like
agreed. Which is a horrible travesty.
Who else could have fucking like played that? Like he came out of left field. Like who the fuck is this guy? And it's still talked about to this day.
I will say that I wonder how much of that was him acting and how much of that was just him being young Vince Vaughn,
still,
you're
right.
Johnny Fav's just like, hey, so can you just, that thing that you did like literally the other night at the club,
like Jay Muse to
Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith, yeah. I don't know, but still, my point is like it's underrated, that performance. So Vince Vaughn, your performance, and Johnny Fav's, you're both on the. Johnny Fav's already on the wall. If he wasn't, he's been there with Renner and Ryan Gosling. And Rosario Dawson.
That's right.
And there's a couple others I'm forgetting. I apologize. Justin Long's working his way up there.
I mean, Galaxy Quest alone might cement his place.
I think I've mentioned it on the podcast before, but in that movie, the guy who directed it was a former D1 athlete. I forget who directed Dodgeball, but the story is he was a former D1 athlete. And so they're shooting the scene where they're doing the montage of them learning how to play dodgeball. And they have one of those machines that just whips them out there. And the dude cranked it. Because he's like, it's going to play on camera, whatever. And Justin Long shot his scenes first. And so he
was getting just pelted in the
pounded for like an hour.
Yeah.
And Vince Vaughn comes on next and he takes one or two. He's like, yo, what the fuck are we doing? Like, and he's like, oh, well, I want it to look real on camera. He's like, dude, they're only going to see me catching it. It's not going to make a difference. So he turns it down, and then he finds out Justin was in there taking a pounding fucking hour. He's like, yo, man, what the fuck? So
Justin Long's like, I'm just happy to be here.
I'm just happy to be here. Do you need me to do the truck washing scene again? So once I heard that, I was like,
can I sell you a Dell, perhaps?
Yeah.
Or wait, was he...
He was the Apple guy.
That's right. Never mind.
The dude you're getting, the Dell guy, was a different guy. But either way,
that's right. He played young Jim Carrey in Dumber and Dumber 2, or like Too Young, Too Dumber.
Yeah, whatever it was. Yeah. But no, man. So that's when I like Justin Long. So no, Dodgeball is a classic, man. The Lance Armstrong scene,
the cameo,
yeah, where he's like, so I'm sure whatever. He's like, I won the tour, beat testicular cancer and came back and won the Tour de France.
Brain, pancreas, and testicular cancer, and
all at once.
Beat it in 6 weeks or 6 months, and then came back to win the Tour de France. But yeah, I'm sure your struggle's real.
Whatever you're going through is
pretty intense.
Yeah, which turns out that guy ended up being not such a nice guy.
Which kind of also makes the cameo even better. And
also, who gives? And this is to you. Who gives a fuck about biking celebrities? He's on steroids and he bullied people. That's what we get for investing our time in a fucking cyclist. I hope it shatters your sport. Fuck that. Oh, you made it interesting and y'all want to be mad at him? Whatever. Anyways, go ahead. Yeah. It's like people mad at him.
This dude's out here doing 360 gorilla press slam dunks and you're like, oh, but like he beats his wife or whatever.
Well, it's like people that mad at Michael Phelps, the most decorated.
Oh, that he was smoking weed?
Smoking weed.
I was like...
That's what you get for giving a fuck about swimming once every 4 years.
And also, weed, not a performance-enhancing drug, so the fact that he did it high as shit, even better.
Yeah. That's what you get for caring about dumb shit. Anyways.
That motherfucker had time to, have a snack on the block after the fucking bell the whistle goes off and been like, oh wait, shit, my bad, here, hold my cereal, and still caught up and beat those assholes. So, fuck off.
So the moral of the story here at What You've Been Watching:
smoke weed every day.
Yeah. Damn. I had a joke to follow that, but it kind of took.
No, take two.
No, you're good. No, you're good. It was a good joke though. I'm glad you. So the moral of the story here at What You've Been Watching, after all that. Let's put steroids back in baseball. It was better.
I say, ramp it up. Yeah. Just make it mandatory.
Yeah.
Just start.
I'm here to witness
daily injections. I want to see people just hammering it out of the park.
Yeah, I'm here to witness greatness.
Matter of fact, let's do some half man, half horse people. I'm talking just straight up centaurs, just
equestrianoids or whatever.
Yeah. Just centaurs knocking shit left and right, out of the state.
Let's get steroids back in baseball. That's how we feel about it here. So anyways,
push the limits.
Yeah, let's rate dodgeball since we've already.
Yeah, I should probably rate that. I'm gonna give it 5 key factors.
I was gonna give it 5 Ds. We're on the same page.
There you go.
Man, that rating, that's a good one. Anyways, what else you been watching, my guy?
Let's see. After that, I saw probably one of the oddest and worst put together shark movies I've ever seen in my life.
You and your shark movies.
I do love a good shark movie.
They're
good. Terrifying creatures, brother. I don't know if you know this, but they reached their evolutionary peak before the dinosaurs, and we're just like, nah, this is cool. We're just gonna do this forever. We're good.
You know what's crazy is that human beings on the timeline are, I might say it backwards, but we're closer in time to the Tyrannosaurus Rex than the Tyrannosaurus Rex was to the Stegosaurus.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking wild.
Yeah. People think about dinosaurs just as this utopia Jurassic Park thing that all happened at once, and they're like, oh no, this was 300 million years worth of species domination over the planet.
Yeah. So, anyways, but shark movie, what's it called?
It's called Black Demon, which is also, you should probably just not Google that if you're at work because, some weird shit might pop up.
Yeah, quite possibly.
But also, I saw the other Black Demon.
Oh, man. Yeah. So what was this, made-for-TV movie or straight to video on demand?
I mean, I don't know that it played in theaters, but it's, it's definitely one of those. It was on Amazon for 97 cents, and Liz was just like, you know what we're watching tonight? 97 cents worth of a movie. And I was like, sounds like a fucking plan. Let's
great
do this.
Time to me, yeah. Yeah, how was it?
It was 97 cents worth of a movie.
Hey, it's 90 minutes you'll never get back.
I mean, it was entertaining just to see, to its credit, I do think it went full circle to be so bad that it was entertaining. So at the very least, I got to see how far down the rabbit hole it went.
Did it know what it was? Did it know that?
No. They were definitely.
You know what I mean by that? Did it lean into the camp? Did it lean into the under budget?
No. I think that they were trying to do a true shark terror.
Okay, I mean that's cool movie. Too if it works.
But the problem is that one, you can tell exactly that they shot it all on like a soundstage. Like they fill the tank just for the water scenes or whatever, and other than that, it all takes place on an oil rig, and so it's just all interiors and like murky lighting and stuff like that. So it just looks like a soundstage, you know, like a sci-fi channel movie of the week soundstage. And then for the parts in the water, they literally just built the tank and would kind of move pieces around depending on how they need to shoot the scene, you know, perspective wise. But it's all pretty obvious. And then the most egregious part of the movie is that they never really decide what they want to do with the shark, because the shark is simultaneously a megalodon, but it's also an ancient Mayan curse.
Wait, what now?
Yeah. But also it knows how to plant bombs, and
the shark knows how to plant bombs?
Yes.
Does it have shark thumbs?
No.
That's no one write that movie, but also someone write that movie. Shark Thumbs.
Coming this summer.
Shark Thumbs.
Ryan Reynolds is in Shark Thumbs.
Shark Thumbs. What would be more terrifying than a shark with thumbs? That's the tagline. Anyway, so it plants bombs.
Yeah.
I'm fine with one of those premises or two.
And also the shark has psychic powers that makes you see like weird hallucinogenic, like freaky shit, like bodies in the water and skeletons and stuff. So it's ghost shark. So it's ghost megalodon cursed science built shark. I don't know.
That sounds like somebody was like, and then.
Right.
And they're like, yeah, all of that's staying in.
Yeah. Or like, so I wrote like 4 or 5 different scenes, but I'm not sure how to tie them together. Like, don't worry, we'll just use the shark.
Yeah. Or they were like, we need something that's going to separate our shark because we can't just do a straight shark movie. Okay. Because we don't, whatever. We're going to do a demon shark. All right, cool. Let's do that. It's a possessed shark from the devil. Okay. Whatever it might be. And then, like, somebody's like, also, it has psychic powers. They're like, okay, yeah, we're separating it.
Cool, all right.
They needed a
friend. But what
if
it was a megalodon that had been previously undiscovered?
Yeah. Yeah, they needed a better friend to be like, all right, guys, let's rope this in a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
We're going to be a punk rap group that also does a cappella. Like, what?
What?
Can we, what?
Yeah, even Skittles all taste the same. You know what I mean? There's some variety in the bag, but goddamn, in terms of color, well, like the flavor, you know what you're getting. You feel me? Like, come on.
Oh, Lord.
Black demon psychic. Well, how does he plant the bombs? Back to that. Does he use his mind control?
I don't even know. It was.
Does he have shark minions?
No shark minions. But for some reason, he just decides to focus in on this one family because of... Also, it's an ecological disaster revenge movie because the shark is pissed off that this oil rig is polluting his waters or whatever. So, I don't know. Fuck it. You tell me. Fuck you. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's a 97-cent movie. You know what, though, man? I'll say this, and I was listening to somebody talk about it today. If you look at the new medium in terms of digital stuff, man, that is digital real estate that person, whoever is getting money on the back end of that movie, will receive for the rest of their life.
Oh, at least as long as it's available in some sort of streaming or purchasable format. Sure, yeah.
So that's some shit, isn't it?
I mean, so when we making our movie, bro,
exactly,
let's do this.
Exactly. So, yeah. But anyways, yeah, so Demon. Any other thoughts on Black Demon? What is that the name of it?
Oh man, it's got the only star power it has in it is not Josh Lucas. Who am I thinking?
No, Josh Lucas.
Is it Josh Lucas?
So that's what we were. Yeah, not Lucas Black, but Lucas Black is the guy from
Tokyo Drift.
Yep.
And he was also in Jarhead.
Legion. Yeah, in Jarhead. Yeah.
Yeah. The poor, what was it? The poor man's Josh Hartnett.
That's what I said. Yeah. Josh Lucas. He was in Sweet Home Alabama and some other stuff.
A bunch of other stuff. He's Snap famous. Look him up.
Yeah.
Whatever. Fuck you. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm going to give that one too many shark powers.
Fair rating.
Yeah.
Fair rating.
Yeah. One too many shark powers. All right. After that, the only other thing, and we can kind of talk about this later because I know you have a little bit of insight in this. I watched all 3 of the Creed movies back to back to back.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's definitely come back to that one.
Yeah, I know you haven't necessarily... I don't think you've seen the 3rd one yet.
No, I was supposed to.
It's okay. It's all right.
But...
I have a lot to say about it.
Okay,
so
okay.
We can get into that. But we can put that on the shelf right now. How about you, my brother? What you been watching?
Oh, what a fine question. Before I get into anything like proper movie-wise, we don't really bring up a lot of YouTube and shit like that, but there was something cool that kind of caught my eye. I just want to give a proper shout out because actually I did kind of roll with it. As you guys know, I'm an NFL fan. This guy, Tom Grossi, he's a sports...
Grossi?
Grossi? Yeah, it's French Canadian now. He does a sports podcast or whatever, or a sports show on YouTube, whatever like that. He came up with this brilliant idea to go to... there's 32 teams, but 2 sets of teams share a stadium. The ones in New York, the Jets and the Giants share a stadium, and the Los Angeles Chargers and Los Angeles Rams share a new stadium. So, his idea...
I didn't even know that it was Los Angeles Chargers.
Yeah, it was like 2 years ago, but yeah.
Oh.
They moved from San Diego to...
And now the Raiders are in Vegas?
Yep.
Okay, all right. Fun. What a great town to host the Raiders. I can't wait to see the
sense.
Raider Nation come to Vegas. Oh, it's going to be great. This Mad Max dystopian society.
Great. Yeah, you lived out in Alameda, California, so he's pretty familiar. But but this dude had a really cool idea, and he went to go see all 30 NFL stadiums in 30 days.
That's cool.
Yeah, and he did it in a way that he was raising money for St. Jude. And so he ended up raising like $500,000. I think the thing was going on maybe till the end of this week or something like that. But it was just him and another dude doing it. And it was really kind of inspirational in the sense of like, he's a little bit of a dork. He was talking about like chaotic good, which I mean dork in the best way possible.
Sure,
like,
yeah.
One of my own types. He was talking about, we're going to bring some chaotic good. And it was cool because he had mentioned he did it daily. It was not like he just uploaded the video. It was every day for 30 days.
Sure.
A video from yesterday was being posted.
Sure.
And so you were just kind of going with him on this journey. And he had reached out to all 30 NFL teams. It's called 30 in 30. But he had reached out to all 32 teams being like, hey, you have any interest in this? And they don't know this dude from shit. He's just a content creator on YouTube.
Yeah, just some rando being like, here's my plan. You guys in?
Yeah. And he funded it all himself. Like dude said that.
I'm sure that was probably clutch. Like,
yeah.
They're like, oh, we don't have to do anything? You're just going to show up? Like, cool, yeah.
Yeah, and like I didn't even know who this guy was. And I'm pretty hip to the sports talk show because I'm a fucking dork. But I just wanted to give a shout out to him because he raised a lot of money. And it just kind of was like, man, what's your excuse? Like this dude... He said that, I don't think he did it to like brag about, oh, look how good I am. But like, he said like, man, with me funding this myself, like I put off buying a house to do this, this crazy idea. Like it's cost me time and money and energy, and all he did, like he wanted nothing in return. And, so he like did this thing. They raised crazy amounts of money, and it was cool.
So what? It was just, I'm going to come to your town, and if you would please donate, you know, whatever.
And he had like these little things. I guess he has a pretty decent following because there was kind of he's a Packers fan, so he started in Green Bay, and so
really?
Yeah, he had a huge.
I would think it would make sense to go from like one coast to the other. Like
the way he did it made sense. He kind of did it by division. Makes sense. Like NFC North, and then heads over to the East Coast, and then down to Florida, across to Texas, up for
I'm sure
Arizona.
Once you get into the Northeast, like, I mean, you could do Philly and New York in the same day, like just hopping on a good train.
Yeah. It was one every day, and so he did like fan meet and greets was what it was. And that was kind of the thing. And as he was going, like as he was doing this video thing, there was a live feed for people to donate online. Like, hey, if you like this video. And it was cool because as he started going, like most NFL teams didn't reach out at all. But as it started to gain momentum, people started to kind of catch wind of him because his fans were like tagging NFL teams on Twitter, like, hey, at Baltimore Ravens, my man Tom Grossi, hey, at Baltimore Ravens, and every day until he got there.
Right.
And so they started to kind of unroll. The Ravens was the first team that really kind of unrolled the old purple carpet for him, and like let him see inside the stadium, like gave him a grand tour, like put his name up on the Jumbotron. That's like cool. Let him throw passes on the field, let him see the locker room.
That's cool.
And it was just kind of inspirational. And then like the Bengals were like, oh, we're not going to be one up. So they started giving them like footballs that were signed by players, like, yo, auction this off at your live event for charity. And people were like, bringing thousands of dollars.
Oh yeah. You got the entire, Cincinnati Bengals to sign a ball, or
auction this jersey off.
Yeah.
So it's like $1,000, $2,000, whatever.
Original Ray Rice jersey.
Yeah, whatever it was. And so it was just kind of cool. It was just really inspirational, and I saw them all kind of back to back to back, so it was a little bit like the same flavor each time, but it was just cool to know that somebody just like took it upon himself to just do some fucking good in the world.
Yeah.
And it was just cool to watch, like, we all, same thing with movies and all that shit too. When you find people with a common bond and you're like, hey man, let's put away all of our bullshit and let's come together for something good. It was kind of cool to watch, man. So I wanted to give a shout out to him. If you have any interest, donate to St. Jude. Again, I'm not here to promote his stuff, but it was Tom Grossi. It just kind of made me feel like, amongst all this whole violent sport. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, no, man. I dig that, in a world of cleanliness and all that other bullshit,
Yeah.
Why not? Fucking...
But yeah, it's an interesting watch, though. Him in the task of, like, it kind of also shows him, like, as shit comes up. And he had mentioned in it, like, I'm sure at some point some bigger podcast studio is going to do the same thing that I did, and they're going to set it all up ahead of time, and they're going to have more money.
Right.
And it was just him.
Special guests, this, that, the other. Yeah,
and it was just him, another dude, this guy named Johnny or whatever, 2 cameras and a laptop. Mm-hmm. And like, so when shit went wrong, they're like, fuck, we woke up late. And he was like, all right, we're going to rent a car and we're going to drive 6.5 hours to the next destination. All to like be on time for the fan meet and greet.
Right.
And throwing Hail Marys on the way there to the NFL teams. Like, hey, at Tampa Bay Bucks, we're on our way. We have 6 hours.
We are 45 minutes away. You guys going to, be there?
And then somebody gets back to him like, yeah, swing through. Like, so it was kind of cool to watch, man. And watching as he gained momentum, like NFL teams starting to kind of catch wind and be like, oh, no. Like, we're not getting one up by them. So kind of watching people get on board. Like Pat McAfee, love or hate the guy, like brought him on the show in Indianapolis, which
that's cool.
Fucking he went from
I'm sure that boosted a lot of viewers.
Like doubled his donations in a day.
Right,
so that was just kind of cool. I just want to give a shout out.
Oh, hey, man. I mean, why not? I love to see more positivity in the world. As cynical and as dark as I can be, like, it actually does. I do love to hear stories about that in terms of just like one dude who's just going out and making a creative difference.
Yeah.
Like, it's different if some bullshit celebrity starts throwing it like, oh, we're gonna help. We're gonna throw a masquerade ball to help out the ASPCA. Like, all right, but like, it's a lot more inspiring to just see some dude make do and just make something out of nothing.
Yeah.
But also, I do like to see people like major celebrities do good things too. I'm not discouraging.
No, I got you. No, it's like when Sean Penn went to go do the thing in Katrina, and he like brought it instead of just bringing a fuck ton of boats to get people off the fucking. He brought a camera crew and a boat. Like, come on, man.
Right. How about all that money that you were gonna spend on that?
Yeah.
Bring some food, some toiletries, some medicines.
And apparently the people that were there that witnessed him showing up were like, he had no room for us. It was like all camera, whatever. It was a nice deed, but whatever. So speaking of sports and positivity, I started watching a show that fucking does both of them.
Uh-oh.
And dude, believe when I say that this show has won, like, it fucking damn near swept the Emmys. Ted Lasso on Apple TV.
I still have not seen.
Do you have Apple TV?
I do have Apple TV. I've not seen it yet. It's one of those, it's on the back burner, and now that it's over, I can just stream it and plow through it. So I think at some point in the very near future, I'm gonna just do that and just marathon it.
It's worth the hype. I believe it truly. It's so well written, and it's
that's not Will Arnett. Who am I thinking?
Jason Sudeikis.
Jason Sudeikis,
the great and lovely former SNL cast member.
That's right.
Man, this guy. It's just quick premise of the show if you haven't heard about it. It's an American football coach gets hired to go coach a football, European soccer,
a
football club over in England, Richmond, and he knows nothing about the sport, nothing about anything,
mm-hmm.
and it comes to find out, like in season 1, that there was the woman that owns it is pretty much got it in a divorce from her husband, and she's like, I'm going to fucking ruin this club because this is the one thing that my ex-husband gives a shit about. So she hires what she thinks is an idiot. And it's pretty much the story of this guy, Ted Lasso, Jason Sudeikis, just being the most charming and fucking likable guy that you genuinely root for.
So just being Jason Sudeikis.
Pretty much, yeah. And the way he writes it, like his analogies are really funny. He's like, that idea ain't worth and he says some Kansas shit. Like, a velvet painting of this is a Ricky Bobby quote, but a velvet painting of a whale and a dolphin getting it on, He's like, call me, Miley Cyrus, because I came in like a wrecking ball into your office. Like, shit like that. And one of the scenes that kind of initially helps you to like this guy is like the owner, this lady, initially kind of sets him up for failure, obviously. And she puts him on board with this like super, super, super tough beat writer, Clint whatever of The Independent. Okay. And his job is to just fucking skewer Ted Lasso. And he spends the day with
like a spin piece, basically.
No, pretty much just...
Isn't this guy incompetent? Isn't he ruining the team?
Pretty much. Okay. Pretty much. Just to be like, this dude's a fucking moron. And ultimately, he goes out and just hangs out with Ted for the day. Ted Lasso, Jason Sudeikis. And Jason Sudeikis met this guy in a taxi. And he was like, hey, what's a good spot to eat here in London? And this is like the previous episode. He's like, oh, what's a good spot to eat here in London? Oh, my family owns a restaurant. He's like, cool, I'm coming by then. And he takes the beat writer to this spot, and he doesn't know how to order. He's never eaten Indian food before, but he's just like, you make it like your family makes it. He's like, how are you with spice? He's like, I'm good. Finds out he's terrible with spice, but eats the whole
because Indian spice and American spice is very different.
And he told him, he's like, make it like your family would make it.
Right, of course.
And so he fucking adds some heat on it.
Is there enough chilies in there? Nope.
And so the Indian dude just burns him out, and he sits, and pretty much the beat writer says, like, he's the type of guy that will eat your food with a smile on his face and knowing that it's burning him up inside, and will take one for the team. Mm-hmm. And he said the piece that kind of convinced everyone that, hey, this dude's okay. He said, undoubtedly Ted Lasso will fail and the soccer team will likely be relegated, but I will not be celebrating when they do. And it's like, fuck, man. Yeah.
Damn.
And it's pretty... And it's slowly him turning the tides of like just being decent throughout this whole thing. And you find out why he is the way he is, and I won't spoil it, but it's really powerful. And it's just him like, fuck, like every time you're like, man, this is almost non-believable. You find yourself roped into rooting for these fucking characters again.
Okay.
And as much as it is a feel-good show, there's also tackles some really heavy, delves into psychiatry as against to why he does these things, and like his quest to just be a nice dude. And it's kind of inspiring. And one of the scenes I wanted to talk about is when he first gets there, there's a guy who's like the equipment manager, and everyone treats him like shit. And this guy's name is Nate. And he's like, what's your name? And he's like, dude, Nate's like, me? He's like, yeah, man, what's your name? He's like, Nate. He's like, Nate, you're my guy. And he just like likes this fucking guy and makes him feel like $1 million.
Yeah.
And kind of gives him a chance to shine. And is like, ends up kind of taking his advice because he knows nothing about soccer. And I will be calling it soccer. Yeah, he knows nothing about it. He starts taking his advice like, I don't know, Nate, what do you think we should do? He's like, I don't know, why don't we try this? Ends up working. And kind of gives the guy a platform. And like this dude was treated like shit by the whole team and everything like that. Well, it turns out later on something happens, and Nate, he calls him Nate the Great, builds this giant resentment towards Ted. Because he's pretty much like, man, fuck you. Everyone likes you. You take my ideas and you spin them. So if they fail, I'm the one to blame because it's Nate the Great's idea.
Right. But if it works,
then you get all the glory. And he's like, don't you want to... Turns out there's a reason why he's such a dick. But so Nate snaps off on him. And Ted sits there and takes it like a fucking boss. And never once... He's pretty much like, man, fuck you. Everyone likes you.
So Nate's just screaming in his face.
Yeah, just going off on him. And he,
Oi!
And the way he even approaches him, he's like, Nate, what is going on? Why are you so mad at me? And he's like, and he doesn't yell at him. He said, I want you to understand what I'm doing so I can try to be better. Like, fuck. Like, when you approach someone like that, it's like, fuck. And so Nate lays into him. And Ted just takes it. And the thing is he's like, okay, you're right, cool. And at no point does he do the thing that we all do. Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso would have been well within his right to explain everything that he was going through and be defensive and all that stuff. Not only that, he would have been well within his right to go, hey, Nate, remember when I first got here and everyone treated you like shit and now everyone respects you and you're an assistant coach?
Right.
Remember that? That was me also. Doesn't do it at all.
Right.
Because he practices the thing that we all need to do. If we do something nice for someone and we expect anything in return, it's business.
Right. It's not really. You're not very genuine in your generosity.
Yeah. And if we do something kind for someone,
you just attached an unknown price tag to that act.
Right. Or if you have a family member that like will, parents, whomever. I have people in my life that, especially my alcoholism, they did a lot of really cool shit for me and like really helped me through it. And then the second I fucked up, what they did is they lorded that over me. And I've talked about it with these people, so we're cool. I'm not sharing anything.
Or even little things like like, hey, sweetheart, I washed the dishes, so it's kind of your turn to like whatever.
Yeah, name your whatever.
Name whatever your expectation was in doing the dishes in the first fucking place. Like you didn't do the dishes just to be generous or just to like make their life easier. You did it understanding like, well, I'm going to cash this in.
Right. And it's bullshit. Yeah.
Right,
and so
right. It's not a true act of contrition. It's not a true act of like love or generosity.
No. And so like in my case, it was people would do things for me and then they would lord them over me later. And I was like, that's not fair. When you did that, did you do it to be nice at the time or did you do it to lord it over me later? Because I wouldn't have accepted it if I knew the price tag now.
All of a sudden you get hit with a bill that you didn't know was coming.
Yeah. And so when Ted does that and he just sits there and takes it and he's like, you're right, Nate. You're right. It's like, man, fuck. Like this guy is so likable. And that's just one thing that I'm telling you about his progression throughout the show. And he definitely has his own problems, but like the idea that this dude can go through what he goes through and is just like a decent person. I understand it's written, but it is kind of like inspirational. So
sure.
It's a really good show. It's a really good show.
Cool. It kind of sounds like the anti like Always Sunny. Like Always Sunny is just really horrible people like acting really horribly and nothing affects them, whereas Ted Lasso is sort of the like literal inverse of that. Of a very good person who tends to affect everyone around him.
Yeah, the idea of that would be, like you just said, in Sunny there's a line where somebody comes in. Oh, is when Charlie writes a musical. Mm-hmm. Charlie comes in, he's like, hey, I wrote a play. And the first words they go are, who are we scamming?
What's the scam?
Who are we getting over on?
Right.
Yeah. So, yes, that's actually a great analogy. There's a couple flaws with it. Without spoiling it too much, I think the people that they make into villains, I'm about halfway through the final season 3 right now, so there might be a redemptive arc, but some of the motivations of a certain character, I'll just say it, the motivations of Nate the Great kind of become a little bit shoehorned in. Okay. It's necessary, but it's kind of like...
Necessary in terms of because they have to give Ted Lasso an antagonist or something to go off against.
A little bit.
Bounce off against.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah. So it's a little bit shoehorned in, but in the same vein, it is also... They do a good enough job of letting him earn it, but it's a little bit of a leap in logic of like, man, that was not the same character, which... It is what it is. They also,
so like in terms of they explain why he makes the leap, but for you it doesn't make sense. Like it's not a logical progression, or the inverse.
The first one you said. Okay. It's just they explain it, but the leap of like, damn, this dude, he was so likable to begin with, and now you're like rooting against this guy.
Sure.
And the whole point of the show is like you're not really rooting. I don't know if it's the whole point of the show. I shouldn't say that, but I find myself not really. They redeem people pretty quickly, and you're like they humanize people really quickly, I should say.
Okay.
And this person that is Nate the Great's kind of lost his humanity on things, and so I have a feeling they're going to stick the landing on it. But the turn to, for lack of a better word, villainy is a little bit shoehorned in. But
okay.
Other than that, like it's a fucking. I can't wait to watch the next episode.
Sweet.
I fully recommend it. It lives up to the hype.
And it's only 3 seasons.
3 seasons. I think they're each like about 45 to an hour a piece.
How many episodes a season?
I think 10 or 12. So
that's not terrible. Okay, so I mean, you could probably marathon through that in a long weekend. Yeah.
If you wanted to, you could get it done in a weekend.
Okay.
We've done it in about a week, so you'll find yourself like, shit, one more? So,
good.
Which is a great thing to be, man.
I was going to say, those shows I simultaneously love and hate because I love watching them, but then I turn around and it's like, shit, it's 5:30 in the morning. I've just watched 6 episodes. Like, I got to go to bed. Well, let me just watch 10 minutes of the first of the next episode.
Yeah,
let me just see the intro.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, it's 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yep. That's the show, man. So it definitely lives up to the hype. I'm glad I've been trying to watch. I find myself all too often, because Angie always claims that she doesn't care. Mm-hmm. She's like, I don't care what we watch. So I try to find things that are not just like cartoons.
Or kung fu flicks.
Yeah, she knows at a certain time in the night, like it's bedtime, and I'm just trying to fall asleep with the TV on to block out the too much silence.
I don't want to think my own thoughts. I need noise. I don't want to think my own thoughts. Need
that's
noise.
What it is. So she knows when it's nonsense time. I'm like, all right. But so it's between. So Ted Lasso, I will actually give it. I'll put it in the Premier League. Is what I'll do.
Ooh,
I'll put it in the
Premier League.
The Premier League. That's what I'll do. It got out of relegation and went into the Premier League. But no, so that is kind of the other reason. I watched a couple episodes of Friends. I've been putting that on more.
Okay.
It's just because Angie's always like, I don't. Angie's always like, I don't care what we watch, and so I usually just take that as I'll just watch whatever I want to watch. That's mindless.
Sure.
And I was like, I should probably be more fair with this. So.
Right.
So, but I don't mind Friends. It's.
I don't mind Friends. It was just never my particular flavor of Kool-Aid. I don't know if it was a little too manufactured, or if I was just like maybe just younger than the age group that they were going for, or something like that. But like it kind of missed me. I never really got into it. It was never really like a thing where I could never relate to it. It like all of their problems just seemed so. I don't know. I hate to say, like pre-written or but
like
just
manufactured, contrived.
Yeah, just a little contrived. Like
a little bit. I mean, it's kind of the show, but I mean, I knew it as my dad is and always has been a huge Seinfeld fan.
Yeah,
it was the popular lead-in to Seinfeld, and so I watched a lot of Friends vicariously on his
Seinfeld. It's like Friends, but for smart people.
Yeah, I like Seinfeld, but just like so, I'm somewhat familiar with Friends, but like you said, I appreciated it, but it was never like one of those. I was never a diehard Friends fan, but they exist. Trust me.
Oh, they do.
And I get it though. Actually,
was Ross and Rachel on a break or no? Answer right now. Like I don't fucking care. Like. I hope they both got fucked. Who cares?
Yeah, I always thought in my memory, that they all dated each other at some point. And so when we started watching it recently, I was like, when do Courtney Cox and David Schwimmer hook up? And Angie was like, they're brother and sister in the show. I was like, really? She's like, yeah. I was like,
but when do they hook up?
Yeah, that'd be a fun episode. When do they do that?
Hey, stepsister. See, you got stuck in the washing machine again.
So yeah, so I've been doing that, watching a little bit of Friends. And we were out of town. We also watched Billy Madison.
I love that.
Dude, I fucking
love that. Oh, hello, Mr. Penguin. I see what's happening here.
I just enjoy one particular scene.
Wait, that was Billy Madison.
That was Billy Madison.
Okay.
Yeah. Billy Madison is the most juvenile of it. Rest in peace, Norm Macdonald.
Nudie Magazine Day. Yeah. Nudie Magazine Day.
I hold on to weird things.
Jugs, huge tits, old grannies. Meh.
Yeah. He's like, what'd you do today, Billy? Drink 40... I forgot to do something today. Drink 40 margaritas? No, you remember to do that. But if you haven't noticed, I hold on to weird things in movies. And there's one scene transition that has made me laugh and will always, and I still will sing it randomly. And it's when he's like, Billy passed the 3rd grade. Oh, what a glorious day. When Billy passed the 3rd grade. The Billy Madison way. And he's like, you rock off. That little song that goes into his graduating the 3rd grade has stuck with me forever. Angie was like mid-conversation. I was like, hang on. And I cranked it. All right. Go ahead again.
I was going to say, I always love the little, I got my shoes tight, my lunch pack tight.
Yeah.
Hope I don't get into a fight.
Yeah.
First day of school. First day of school. Hope everyone thinks I am cool.
Yep. Adam Sandler being Adam Sandler. And also, shout out to Chris Farley for the delivery of that Veronica Vaughn is one piece of ace. That shit. And when he takes his shirt off and does the ooh, like puts his finger to it.
That is correct.
That is correct. Yeah. movie actually holds.
Veronica Vaughn. That was the same chick that played Sonya Blade
Yes, it was.
in
Mortal Kombat.
I almost said Street Fighter, but I was
She
wrong.
is still smoking hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was then in Mortal Kombat 2, and yeah. I can't remember the actress's name, but
you know who we're talking
yeah,
about.
Sonya Blade and Veronica Vaughn. But no, that movie actually holds up. I remember that being so associated with the 90s, and it is very childish, but
Oh, of course. I mean, this was when Adam Sandler was white hot. I mean, he was just coming off of SNL. I mean, I think Billy Madison might have been his foray, and then he followed up with Happy Gilmore.
He did Overboard was his first, like, hey, can this guy hold a picture?
Right. That's right.
He did that, and then it was Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, and then I still think his best movie in terms of, like, being funny, but actually, like, is The Wedding Singer.
I would agree with that.
I think that's... all respect to Adam Sandler. I love the fact to this day that he's like, I get to make movies with my friends. Mm-hmm. Like, fucking shout out to that. Like, what a great gig.
But I mean, even before that, he was showing up in SNL movies. He was having bit parts here and there. He was showing up in Rob Schneider stuff and Kevin Nealon stuff. So he bit parts. He had a bit part in Dirty Work with Norm Macdonald. So.
Yeah, Chris Farley did. That's the Saigon whore that bit my nose off.
That's right.
Yeah. Directed by Bob Saget.
That was directed by Bob Saget.
Dirty Work, that is.
Note to self, sex with blow-up doll, not as good as Real Thing.
Yeah. Also, you know who directed Billy Madison? Directed another very popular movie that we've watched a lot of times.
Was it Coppola?
Nope.
Oh, I don't know.
Tamara Davis, who directed Half-Baked.
Oh, really?
That's why the lady in there that's like, if pee in your pants is the coolest, call me Miles Davis.
Got it.
That's the same chick that's like, the same grandmother character that's like, in Half-Baked. It finds out next door his grandmother's token up. And it's good for arthritis, too.
Right. Okay.
See how I pieced that together many, many years ago?
All right. Okay. Interesting connection. Right on.
Directed, same director.
I wonder if they're related somehow, like, or she's casting her grandma or something like that.
Or you just, hey, I like working with her.
Yeah, maybe.
Just funny on set, cool to be around, whatever.
Why not?
So, yeah. But no, Billy Madison, it holds up though, man. Eric drinks his own pee still made me laugh when he's writing on the board all those formulas and stuff, and then he walks away and it just Eric drinks his own pee.
At no point did you attempt to answer the question in a coherent manner.
We are all dumber.
We are all dumber you have completely wasted this audience's time, and we are dumber for having listened to it. May God have mercy on your soul. All right. Seems a little harsh. A simple no would have worked.
Simple no would have worked. But what do I know? Yeah. Fucking nuts. Yeah. I forgot about that scene.
Category 3. My wife is a dirty, cheating whore.
Yeah. He says burning poop and the effects on the human psyche. It's like he's crossing his fingers. He's like, whoa. Or in the human reaction is what it is. It's burning bags of poop and the human reaction.
His lips and just crossing his fingers like, come on.
Come on now. Yeah. Silliness. I will rate that movie 1 delusional penguin.
Oh. Hello, Mr.
Let's
Penguin.
see what's going on here. Do you want to take a break?
So sorry to interrupt.
Do you want to take a break?
Yeah, let's take a break, and then we'll talk about something that we have seen together, some Apollo Creed movies.
Yes,
or, sorry, Adonis Creed
Adonis
movies.
Creed movies.
That's right, yeah. So, let's take a break and hear from our sponsor. Let's go with our sponsor, Freon. Not just a delicious drink, also keeps you cool.
And we are back. We want to thank our sponsor, Freon. Freon, let's fight global warming with more air conditioning.
Oh, God bless it.
I know, right? It's fucking dog days of summer. So, as we'll spare you the upcoming 4th of July movie marathon that Michael's going to watch, what will it be?
I actually,
Team
I don't
America,
know. I'm
Jaws.
going to play
that. Try to shake it up a little bit.
I'm definitely going to watch Jaws just because it's been a minute. I was thinking I haven't seen Independence Day 2 in a long time, so I might rewatch that one. Just might do a back-to-back of ID1 and ID2.
Yeah. We'll keep you posted on that one.
Yeah, we'll see.
I was just curious. What's also very American is the trousers in which the boxer Adonis Creed wears.
Oh, living in America.
So yeah, you watched Creed 1, 2, and 3, right?
I did, back to back to back.
I have seen Creed 1 and 2. I have an interest in 3, but John Wick 4 was out, Mario came out, and it eluded me, and I have not seen it yet.
It happens. It happens to the best of us.
But I feel comfortable enough talking about 1 and 2. So what are your thoughts, man?
Well, yeah, let's get into it. First Creed is basically, it's a successor to the original Rocky movies, which, let's be honest, kind of ran themselves into the ground the longer they went on.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
did.
probably once you get past Rocky 3, it's all downhill from there. Just because Rocky 3 is the best Rocky movie ever made.
Oh, is it?
It is.
You said they're all downhill from Rocky 3, like it was downhill, and then it peaked at Rocky 3, and then went right back to the garbage.
I mean, just my humble opinions.
Yeah.
But so basically, it's the story of the illegitimate son of Apollo Creed, played by Carl Weathers in the original movies. The illegitimate son of Apollo Creed, Adonis Creed, who is trying to come up through the ranks as an amateur boxer. And just sort of it's the Rocky story retold through sort of the black perspective, but also through the history of someone coming from nothing and gaining everything. It's almost like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air meets Rocky in terms of
a little bit
taken from the slums into sort of a not decadent. What's the word I'm looking for? But upper class lifestyle, a little bit more financially secure lifestyle, and then what he does with that.
Yeah, he fights is what he does.
Yep.
No, I will say this. I saw Creed in theaters, and I remember walking out of the theater being like, was the contender for the best movie I was going to see that year.
Mm-hmm. Admittedly, it's really, really good.
Yeah. Like, I still think it was. It was that and Joy, and I think The Revenant came out the same year.
Sure.
I think. If so, another one of those things. I think The Revenant might have been the next year, but it was really close.
Fuck you, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think it was. I know Joy and Creed came out the same year. I think Revenant was the next year. But either way, I remember leaving the theater thinking like that was the best. Like same feeling I kind of had with when I walked out with Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
just inspirational and
just like that's going to be tough to beat this year.
Sure.
Like,
And admittedly, it is a really, really well shot movie. I mean, Ryan Coogler
is the man.
Does a phenomenal job. I really love the aspect of every time Adonis Creed meets a new opponent, they give their stats and sort of their bona fides on the screen of 2013 Golden Gloves champion, undefeated in over 30 matches, or 36-2 and 29 knockouts victories, whatever. So it really sort of tells a tale of the tape when Adonis is going up against their opponent, and so you really understand the gravity and the importance of the match of like it's a ladder match. He's climbing rung by rung to achieve his goal, which is ultimately to be the respected fighter that his father once was.
He struggles with making not only a name for himself, but bringing, because his dad was killed in the ring.
Sure.
To bring glory to his father as well. So, but it's also very much like, man, fuck him. He didn't do nothing for me. So this is me out there.
Like in the
coming to terms with that of like, whether you like it or not, you are still your father's ilk, as it were, or cut from the same cloth, and you still have his legacy, whether you want to bear it or not.
Well, it's this interesting dynamic of, in the beginning of the movie, he's going by his mother's maiden name, Johnson or something like that. It's Donnie Johnson and not Adonis Creed. So there's this initial rejection of his father's legacy in terms of, no, I'm going to make it on my own, and I'm going to, forge my own name, forge my own career, because I'm not bound by my father's shadow. And then as soon as he gets the opportunity to where, basically, long story short, there's a huge title fight that comes up, and just like in Rocky, one of the fighters has to drop out last minute, and so they're scrambling to find somebody, and they land on Donnie Johnson, who, you know, they immediately make the comparison to, like, oh, it's just like Rocky. It's giving some unknown fighter the chance of a lifetime to make good. And then as the story progresses, they realize his family history and who he really is, and then they immediately try to cash in on it and go, oh no,
you got to use the Creed.
You got to use the Creed last name. Like, if it's
sell way more. You're pretty much not going to fight.
It's a deal or no deal unless you do the Creed name. And so basically, he's faced with, well, do I accept my father's legacy and try to forge, you know, fight in his name and his honor, or do I do my own identity? And so it's a father-son struggle, but the father and son never have an interaction. So it's a really, really interesting, cool dynamic, also set to the backdrop of an underdog fighter trying to claim the championship.
And Rocky also, Sylvester Stallone, in an Oscar-nominated role for his final time as Rocky, as a best supporting actor, is training Adonis the whole time. Very guerrilla style, like he did, and you know, runs with him every day. And I love, he's like, "What's up, Unc? What's up, Unc?" Every day. He's like, "Why you call me that?"
They have this really great initial scene where Adonis goes to meet Rocky, and they have this really awkward introduction to where Adonis basically has to explain his story and say, like, you have to be the one to train me, because if I'm going to fight in my father's legacy, you are the closest person to that. Like, you guys are so intricately intertwined that no one else will do. And, you know, of course, Rocky says, no, I'm done, kid, you know, whatever.
He's like, well, how about you just tell me how to work out? He's like, all right, you shadow box for 15 minutes, you do this, you do that, you work the bag for 12.
Here's a ball, carry it with you everywhere. Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, kind of gives him a couple pointers, but slowly gets roped into it.
Of course. You know, typical Rocky movie. Like, you know, as soon as I think I'm out, they keep pulling me back in. And Rocky going for one last shot at glory, maybe not in the ring, but vicariously through this kid, he can sort of redeem himself and redeem his legacy as a competent fighter, not just somebody who made good and made the best of it. You know? And like, he got lucky and ran with it, you know.
Right. And he runs like a restaurant now, I think.
Yeah, Adrian's.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right. No, I fucking love that movie, man. And I guess we could kind of do them all in one fell swoop, but like,
sure. Let's get into it.
It kind of bleeds into the whole father-son struggle. Kind of bleeds into the second movie. The first one was directed by Ryan Coogler. The second one was directed by Stephen Caple Jr. Caple. Capale. Yeah. No, and very similar to the first movie tonally, but in it he fights the son of Ivan Drago.
Victor Drago.
Yeah, who, as you know, in Rocky IV, Ivan Drago killed Adonis Creed.
Apollo Creed.
I'm sorry. Yeah. And Adonis's thing is he's still part of. And I was gonna bring it up for movie 1, but it's gonna spoil it for movie 2, so I just fuck it.
Go ahead.
Part of the reason why he's so mad at his dad is he's like, you didn't have to take that fucking fight, dude. You died for nothing, ultimately. And he's like, and you left me fucking alone out here. You never claimed me. You never did shit. You never and then you died for nothing.
Apparently, in Adonis's history, Apollo died.
He had an affair, right?
Yeah, he had an affair while he was training in LA with Rocky.
Right.
And
him and Magic Johnson called some people.
That's right.
Oh, Irving.
Oh, you rapscallion.
Yeah, anyway.
But anyway, so apparently Apollo died while Adonis's mom was, I want to say, like 4 months pregnant with him. So
yeah.
So Apollo died without ever actually meeting his son. And then years later, Apollo's widow, played by the indomitable Felicia Rashad.
Yeah.
It's good to see her getting some work. I'm glad to see Felicia getting out there.
Michael was chomping at the bit to do that.
That's all getting cut. That was a joke for one.
No, you're good.
But by the indomitable Felicia Rashad, plays Adonis's widow. And basically brings in Adonis,
plays Apollo's widow.
I'm sorry, Apollo's widow. Brings Adonis out of the boys' home, basically says, like, you are the last part of my husband's legacy, and I sort of owe it to you to give you the best life possible. Anyway, brings him out of the boys' home, and that's where his like real journey into boxing starts.
Yeah.
So
yeah. But no, so in the second one, he fights Victor Drago, and it's the whole thing of like, dude, you fucking died for nothing, you know, and so the weight of this being like, now everyone's like, I'm supposed to redeem my father, like, yo, he did this shit to himself,
right?
But he also he is pissed off. They're like, yo, your dad fucking murdered my dad
because within the context of the movie, both Ivan and Victor basically storm into the United States and call him out and being like, my father was denied his chance at glory and championships and accolades and became this broken husk of a man. Now, if I beat the son of the man that he beat, then it proves that we really are the indomitable force in boxing. Or basically, it sort of makes the sins of the father worthwhile by the victories of the son. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. It does.
So basically, they
said that very fluently for off the top of your head. I thought you were going to drop that, but no, good job. But yeah, sins of the father redeemed. I got you.
Yeah. Fortunately, I'm in that 3-drink range where I'm awesome at darts.
Yeah.
So basically, they force Adonis's hand in terms of like they basically cut a wrestling promo on him, like, come this Sunday, I'm gonna beat your ass, and you won't ever, you're never gonna be the same because I'm gonna beat you. So he has to answer it. He has to, and so
he's been taking pretty much. And to rewind a little bit, at the end of Creed 1, he was supposed to just be a punching bag. Like, he was like, you're supposed to be a fill-in, we'll give you a shot, but like it's like 1,000,000 to 1 odds. He ends up taking it. He gets the boxer who
Conlon.
Conlon. Creed knocks him out, but he's saved by the bell.
Right.
And so Creed loses the fight on points.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers, but whatever. Fucking, it's like 2000 and whatever. But
so it's basically the story of the original Rocky.
Well, yeah, but the guy tells him, Conlon tells him, hey man, you're the future of this sport. Mm-hmm. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, he earned his respect in that moment because all Creed had done was a bunch of like underground fights in Mexico, and that's in 2? No, that's in 2, right?
No, it's in one.
Yeah,
First
not
one.
underground, but like WBA unsanctioned
right.
matches.
A bunch of amateur, a few like semi-pro kind of
like in Mexico and other places where it's not like, it doesn't really count on your record. In terms of the WBA or whatever the belt holders are.
WNBA?
Yeah, sure.
WCW?
Yeah. Anyways. So yeah, but no, he's saying the sins of the father though, and Adonis is very angry at this whole situation.
Sure.
And so now he's made a name for himself. He's starting to win some fights. And then the championship fight comes up against.
He basically, again, spoilers.
We're gonna spoil the movie by now.
He wins the middleweight championship. I want to say like in the first third of the movie, like the first at the end of the
Creed
first
2.
act of Creed 2. Yeah. And so that's when finally Victor and Ivan come through and start, basically pulling basically pulling a Clubber Lang. Like, I don't respect Adonis Creed because he has not fought me for the championship, and if you look at my record compared to his, I am the most indomitable pound for pound fighter that the world has ever seen, and until he faces me, he will never know a true challenger.
And big shout outs, man. The standard of boxing movies has only gotten better. Mm-hmm. Raging Bull, it's more the story of the fight. Even Ali, fucking Will Smith put on some. He threw some hands in that for real, but especially in the first one, these movies are so well shot.
Yes.
In the boxing ring, it is fucking a really good just sports movie in terms of just like the commitment that Michael B. Jordan puts as Adonis Creed. I couldn't go any further without saying it. And these guys really take it seriously. In fact, in Creed 2, I think both of them are MMA fighters that they hired, or are professional fighters.
Yeah.
That they hired to be in these roles as the bad guys of Conlon and Victor Drago. So they put in work, man. And Michael B. Jordan put in his commitment too. So I want to give a shout out on that. And it's Michael B. Jordan directs the hell out of the first one. And Stephen Capel Jr. Mm-hmm. Sorry if I'm butchering your name, not trying to. I know you listen. He does it very well in the second one as well. So I had to give a shout out to that. But
yeah, for sure.
And Michael and I are both big fans of letting of combat. We've talked about it a million times, but the art of the martial, where you can tell a story through fighting. I have a big respect for it, and this movie passes my test, and I'm pretty strict on stuff like that. So the fight sequences pass my test.
In terms of this movie does a great job of, as the battle progresses, as each punch is thrown, you see the psychology, you see the effect, you see the planning and the strategy each boxer has, and they, in a weird way, like it's something that, unless you're a huge, if you were to watch a regular boxing match, unless you were a fight fan or really understood the psychology of boxing, it just looks like two guys hitting each other.
Right.
And this movie does a really good way of, I don't want to say dumbing down, but like highlighting the strategy and presenting it for the lay people in terms of like, this is why he's going, throwing this punch and trying to block this one, or you see the motion and the fluidity of the fight as it happens and the consequences and reactions each person has as they fight.
Very well said. And not just that, but they also do a good job of capturing the ebb and the flow of the fight, of it being like, oh man, like his back's against the ropes here, and then you start seeing him tag the other guy a couple times, and you're like, oh shit, Donnie just won this round. And then he comes back and he's like, oh, you're starting to feel for him, and then he gets his ass whipped, and you're like, oh
Conlon
shit.
comes back and beats his ass, or I'm sorry, Drago comes
Whomever,
back
and
they
do it in both.
Starts beating his ass again. You're like, oh, well now Drago won this round. So
I think
now, are they matched up? Is it evenly matched? How much damage can Donnie really take in this?
And in typical Rocky fashion, like if you look at Rocky, like the longer those movies go on, like Rocky is like his eyeball is hanging out and he's like beating his shit.
Call me Mick.
Anyone would have called that fight a long time ago. So they still kind of hold on to some of that. It's not as dramatic as Rocky, but they still hold on to some of that, like, oh, they're going to allow these guys to beat the hell out of each other. But I will say this, between the emotion of the first one, and they do a good job of like, they do a better job in the second one than they do the first, but he's already established in Creed 2, Adonis is.
And so, like I said, he wins the middleweight championship, I want to say, like, midway through the first act.
Yeah, but by the time that the final fight happens against Victor Drago, it feels like you know that, like, oh, this is going to be the rest of this movie.
Sure.
Like in Godzilla King of Monsters, for example, my problem was that is like you finally get all the monsters converging into, I think, Boston or what it was, and you're like about to see a fucking brawl, and then they keep cutting to Scooby-Doo and the gang on the ground. And you're like, I don't give a shit. And this one, it's like, by the time...
Fuck you, 11.
Yeah, and so by the time that, like, you get to this, it feels like you are in the presence of a heavyweight bout.
Yeah.
Or a championship fight.
Sure.
I shouldn't say heavyweight. But a championship bout. And you're like, the personal stakes have climaxed to this point, and we're finna settle this shit with our fucking fists.
Right.
And it's like,
exactly.
It feels like that. And so it's really, a lot of times people miss the mark on that, of like, yes, I know that this is supposed the same fight in the first third of the movie. Yes, it has weight, and yes, you're like, oh, cool, you're rooting for it. But it doesn't carry nearly the same weight that the final fight does.
Sure,
and so they do a really good job of capturing that. And it's got to be a tough act as a director to do that. So I wanted to mention that. So.
Yeah.
I fucking love the series, by the way. I haven't seen 3. It was really high on my list. It just fell in a weird scheduling thing, and then by the time I had a free weekend, it was out of theaters. So
right.
Like,
it was a pretty good year for movies that year.
yeah. Like John Wick 4, and there was a couple things that came out. So just didn't get around to it. It's on the list though. So keep going though, man.
I just random notes I have just so we can sort of touchstone on them. Some things I noticed, like the theme of respect versus responsibility. Like Adonis during the movie has to face the consequences of his champion. Like
of his champion.
I'm sorry, of his choices.
Okay.
Of his choices. Like. So basically, at the end, in the first act, he's struggling with being a father to his new daughter or being a champion. You know, like how much longer can I keep doing this, and building a life and a security for my daughter versus at what point do I just become punch drunk and now I can no longer take care of my daughter?
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah.
You know?
Speaking of which, Tessa Thompson plays his love interest,
Bianca,
and she is like a struggling artist, and she's slowly
in the first movie.
Yeah, she's a struggling artist.
By the end of the third one, she's like a major producer and
but she's losing her hearing.
Right.
So it kind of parallels.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very much like, how much longer can I keep doing the thing I love versus at what point does it become a detriment to my health?
Yeah.
You know,
and she's awesome in both of the movies I saw. Tessa Thompson crushes it.
I love seeing Killmonger hook up with Valkyrie.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. But you know, like, and again, it touches on the whole aspect of, you know, Adonis living through his father's legacy of Ivan killing his father, and so now Victor, you know, it's a legacy of, am I responsible for carrying on my father's legacy, even though I know it's a bad decision, even though everybody tells me like, yo, Victor is trying to kill you. Like, the way he's seeking redemption is not the same way that you are seeking redemption. He's out for blood and to hurt you and to end your career and possibly kill you, just flat out, just repeat history. Why the fuck not? Because then at that point, his legacy surpasses yours and your father's and all of that. And so at what point are you responsible for carrying on your father's legacy and just going like, you know what?
Is it a pride thing?
I've had enough.
Yeah. Or is it a pride thing of like, no, fuck that. And it's like, your pride could come before your legitimate fall.
The same thing that killed your father is the same thing that is going to cause you to accept this match and possibly put yourself in danger. So like, at what point do you eschew your father's legacy and go, you know what? I'm going to be better than my father. I don't have to fight.
Yeah, and it's also, I mean, if you look at it realistically, it's like you spent all this time being mad at your dad. This dude's talking shit about your dad, and it's like, you don't even know the fucking guy.
Right.
So why...
You could just
easily... So why do you care? Is it an ego thing? Is it a pride thing?
And yes, it is.
And it's like, damn, my dad's name is kind of all the fuck I had, so...
Yeah, and that whole role of fatherhood and passing on legacy, like, during the movie, Rocky keeps telling Adonis, like, you don't want this. Like, he's the one that's basically telling Adonis, like, Victor is coming at this from a different angle than you are. Like, this is not just a fight for him. This is a victory, you know, like, in the truest combative sense. And so the whole time, Rocky just keeps telling him, like, you don't want this kid. You can't do it. Like, not necessarily saying that, like, he doesn't have confidence in him, but he's just telling him, like, this is not the fight that you think it's going to be.
Right.
And he keeps trying to warn him, and Adonis is just like, no, I can do this, I can do this. Oh, well, why don't you believe in me? Why don't you believe me? Like, did you not... Is the reason why you didn't stop the fight was because you believed in my father so much? Then why can't you give me the same platitudes, you know?
Right. Yeah, back in Rocky 4, Rocky could have stopped the fight, but...
Between
Apollo and Ivan Drago.
Yeah.
But
he didn't.
Yeah, but he didn't. Shame, Sylvester Stallone.
Right. So the whole movie is basically this really interesting father-son dynamic about, you know, what is my legacy and what is my heritage versus how much do I forge my own identity. And it's a really interesting play dynamic that, once again... And I think you and I have talked about this, like, the best sports movies are real human stories. They just happen to use the subject of sports to tie it all together.
Ted Lasso, kind of the same thing in the sense of it's about a football club. You see very little soccer actually go on. Like, on screen. You do, but it's pretty limited for being about a fucking football
like
club.
Aronofsky's, like, The Wrestler.
Yeah,
with Mickey Rourke. Like, yes, it is about pro wrestling and the fallout of you know, what happens when the fame and the glory goes away and all you're left with is a broken body and broken dreams. But also, it's kind of about wrestling. Yeah. You know?
And so that's why I like this movie, is when they do, like, oh, also it's about boxing. You're like, oh yeah, you're rewarded.
Sure. And they spend their time equally justifying and vaunting both parts. Like, they focus on the humanistic aspect of the movie and sort of the human interactions and how people are affected by the world around them and the decisions that they make. but then they spend just as much time equally devoted to the sport aspect and making it look good and making it look cool and really understanding the whys and wherefores of why this particular thing that we're watching right now is so important.
Carries weight, yeah.
So,
no,
yeah. Again,
I've been trying to get you to watch
Rocky
1 and 2
II,
for a long time.
I will say my only main problem with Rocky 2 is the ending's a little bit contrived in terms
in Rocky 2 or Creed 2?
I'm sorry, Creed 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is essentially whatever.
He beats Drago.
Right.
Yeah, he beats Drago.
He does, but it's a little bit just it relies a little bit too heavily on just the force of will of like, oh, well, if I can just take a punch, then I win. Whereas the first movie seemed to be a little bit more on Adonis sort of trying to hone his skill and like become the perfect boxer or become the perfect like his style of fighter. Whereas the second one just seems to be like, well, as long as you will it, you win. It's kind of like The Secret or something.
A little bit, but they kind of also... I do agree, and that's why I like the first one a little bit more. And it also suffers just the same fate of a lot of sequels. The first one, I had zero expectations for. Mm-hmm. I appreciate Rocky. I am not a huge Rocky fan. Like, and I know, take away my Eagles card, but don't.
Whatever.
But no, like I appreciate Rocky. Like I do. It's like you have to. It's one of the greatest sports stories of all time. But it wasn't like my absolute shit. But like when Creed hit, I was like, what? It made me love Rocky even more. I was like, oh yeah, those movies were pretty fucking good. They got a little drawn out, but they kind of dragged. But like it was the fucking breath of fresh life that it needed.
Sure. Oh yeah, yeah.
So,
I mean, it definitely rejuvenated the whole series for sure.
And so, I mean, it does kind of become like a Will thing, but it's like you hear Sylvester Stallone give the speech about Will like 40 times throughout the first 2 movies. Right, so at some point,
it's not about getting hit. It's about how many times you can get back up.
Yeah, you can get hit and keep moving forward. So at some point, everything he's saying, and like you said earlier, it's not just a fight of skill. It's a different... You can't approach it in the fight of technique. This has to be you have to want this more than him. So yes, it is a little bit Hollywoody, but it had to pay off at fucking some point because you've heard about it for damn near 2 movies now.
Sure.
So I do agree with you though. But
yeah.
But one is, like I said, but between 1 and 2 though, it does kind of suffer the same fate. Like 1 came out of nowhere and was like, what the, like Guardians of the Galaxy almost like, what the fuck is this? Like this shit is incredible. Like, and we're giving you 2, you're like, sign me up. So it was hard to capture that first element of surprise as the first one did because I had expectations now and the bar had been set. And, like again, Creed 1 is my shit. Like,
of course. Yeah.
It's one of the few movies I haven't watched to hell and back to abuse it. But every time I watch it, I fucking vibe with that movie. So anyways, but Creed 3, I have not seen this, so your thoughts on it, the floor is yours.
Okay, so just basic synopsis is...
and spoil it, you're good.
Okay, yeah. So this is going to be major heavy spoilers just because there's no way to talk about the legacy of the trilogy without spoiling stuff. So take your time, go watch the entire trilogy. That shit was awesome, right?
It is.
That was dope, right? Remember that one part when he hit that guy and you were like, what? I thought that was a funny joke.
I was smiling. I thought you were going to keep going. I thought you were going to keep going.
Anywho, so basic synopsis of Creed 3 is it takes place, the opening scene is Creed finally winning the heavyweight world championship, and it's his final match. He basically decides, after this, I'm done. Jumps to, I want to say like 7 or 8 years later, and he's running the Delphi gym. He's basically turned it into the like Planet Fitness for boxers or Gold's Gym for boxing or whatever. It's this huge nationwide chain. He's running promotions. He's setting up his own fighters. So basically, he's moved into the like managerial or promotional side of the aspect of boxing. And then out comes Dame Williams? What was his...
Not seen 3. We call him Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors. So Diamond Dame comes out of prison and turns out that he and Adonis Creed have a whole backstory where, long story short, Dame went to prison over some shit that they were both involved in and got locked up for, I think, 18, 19 years. comes out. He's in his late 30s, and he's looking to start his boxing career, and basically proceeds to clubber Lang all over Adonis Creed.
Yeah, in what way?
Calls him out in terms of, this was the life that I was supposed to have. You used to carry my gloves for me while I was going to the ring. You looked up to me. I taught you everything you know. And you took that from me, and now I'm here to take everything from you.
Some old Tupac shit.
Legitimately. And proceeds to not only prove his worth, it's almost the inverse Rocky story. Dame gets very similarly called up to fulfill a last-minute dropout, huge profile match, wins it very single-handedly, launches a career for himself, and immediately gets a world title shot where he basically says, this title doesn't mean anything because I still haven't faced Adonis Creed, and that's the one I want. And so the entire movie is basically Adonis trying to justify, like, well, I don't really owe this guy anything, versus, like, he's kind of talking some real shit. And
so he is kind of Clubber Lang-esque a little bit?
Very much.
Just with a more personal tie, though?
Very much more personal tie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because Clubber Lang was just some dude.
Like, he never calls out his wife and is like, hey, woman, why don't you come get with a real man, woman? But, like, very close.
Yeah, I get
very
you.
close. He finds a way to, like, dig in the subtle knife from the hug from behind.
Right.
Yeah. Directed by Michael B. Jordan, his directorial debut.
Yeah, good for you, man.
Yeah.
I love that guy, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Apparently, he had a conversation with Sylvester Stallone where he was sort of seeking advice on the movie, and as the trilogy was going on, he was sort of like asking Stallone for like career advice and stuff. And basically, Stallone said, like, what you got to do is direct. Like, they're never gonna. You're always replaceable. You're always gonna be, like, they can bring in a new fighter, whatever. But if you start directing your own movies, you're irreplaceable. And so Michael B. Jordan took that to heart, and I gotta say, for a first outing, knocked it out of the park, man. Like, there's not really a whole lot of notes I can say. A few, like, quips and qualms here and there in terms of just the way certain shots are set up and stuff like that, but I get what he was going for. He was going for a much more dynamic, a much more bombastic approach.
I could tell that from the trailer a little bit.
Yeah, it's like Raging Bull, like you said, focuses a lot more on, like, the intricacies of the stories and the characters and the interactions between. Whereas this one, like, even during the fighting sequences, they shot them in slow-mo and a lower frames per second, so that, like, when they're throwing uppercuts or throwing hooks or something like that, like, you're seeing beads of sweat falling off the guy's face. You're seeing the impact. You're seeing the shockwave as it rattles through the guy's face. You're seeing the spurts of blood and this, that, the other in high definition and very vivid detail. So it's very...
Yeah, they didn't slow-mo in 1 or 2, did they?
No, not really. No. I mean... Shot it at a slower frame per second, but not to the degree that this one does.
Right. I got you. Yeah, because we were talking a little bit earlier. I know that this is not a knock on the director, Stephen Capel Jr. of Creed 2, but I mean, Creed 1 was done by Ryan Coogler, who, let's just be real, might be one of the greatest working directors today.
I mean, the dude knows how to shoot an action sequence.
Yeah. I mean, between that, Black Panther, Fruitvale State, like, dude knows what's up. And then Stephen Capel Jr. kind of, in my opinion, tried to... He definitely, there was some differences tonally, but it was a little bit more of an imitation of Ryan Coogler, which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Sure.
Because if you're going to imitate, that's not a fucking bad guy to do.
But I think he was more hired... I think he was hired specifically for that reason, in terms of, like, we can't afford Ryan Coogler.
Yeah.
Can you do a Ryan Coogler shoot? And he went, sure, I can do that.
I think, Ryan Coogler was still the executive producer, so...
Sure, but they basically just couldn't afford him to, like...
Or he was busy or whatever, yeah.
Whatever, yeah.
So
who's making Black Panther 2? Whatever.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah. And that's not a shot on
No,
Creed 2
not at all.
But so Creed 3, it seems to be like dude kind of spread his own wings a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good, man. No, and just to be real though, like, it's what an interesting school to come from, where obviously, I mean, Ryan Coogler has so much to do with the Creed franchise. I think he still is the executive producer of 3. I know he had story credit on 2 as well, I think, or writing credit, one of them.
Yeah. Like basically somebody wrote a script and then they gave it to him for final pass in terms of like, hey, does this tie into...
Yeah. Or he had the story and had somebody write... One of the... He's like one of the gatekeepers of the Creed franchise. Sure. So to come from Michael B. Jordan to have the school of thought of modern director Ryan Coogler on one side of your corner being like, hey, boss, not literally boss, but as a friend thing. Like, hey, my dude, trying to figure out how to do this shot. You got any ideas? To have him on one side and fucking Sylvester Stallone on the other. What an interesting school of direct. Yeah. So I was very interested.
Very classic cinema beats very new school. Like it's almost this weird blend of like the intimacy scenes between, you know, Bianca and Adonis or between Dame and Adonis or whatever, like the personal settings, very much a classic style, and then the action sequences are very much in a very modern, like almost like Fast and Furious style or John Wick style,
whereas more stylized and choreographed,
very slick, very glossy, very like they highlight the action in a way that sort of shows the progression of the storyline through, like you said, like a ballet. Like I have to dance my way across the stage, and how do I get from stage left to stage right in a graceful manner that makes sense to the audience?
Yeah.
Whereas the more like personal, like dialogue-driven scenes are very much more Raging Bull or Francis Ford Coppola, or very like low camera angles looking up at people to show tension, and very, you know, over the shoulder, one shot, two shot kind of thing, you know, to show the dynamic and the friction between the two characters just based on the dialogue, you know.
Right.
Whereas like so for example, in the final bout between Dame and Adonis, there's a scene where I think it's round 11 or round 12. It's very late in the fight, and they're both just beat up and tired of each other, and it's this conflict of styles where Dame has this style where you expect him to be this very brutal fighter, and his style is he focuses on a joint or a ligament or whatever. Like in his opening bout, he focuses on I think it's the elbow or the shoulder of the fighter, and he just keeps picking at it. And so finally, in the final round, you know, the fighter goes to throw a left jab, and Dame just clocks him right in the shoulder and knocks his shoulder out of socket or breaks his shoulder or whatever it is.
Right.
And so it's not a matter of he's just a brutal technical fighter. He
it's not a slugfest.
It's
methodical.
But he also is a fucking stand up toe to toe fighter. But while he's standing toe to toe with you, he's picking a spot. Whereas Adonis is very much more not necessarily flash, but speed and efficiency, and almost like a Bruce Lee style fighting of just like, I'm gonna get
Bane Batman, as it were.
Exactly. Yes.
Bane could have just gone toe to toe and just been like, I'm just going to beat the brakes off of you, which he ends up doing. But it's also like, I also know what I'm doing.
Right.
Yeah, and why I'm doing it.
Right.
I got you.
Yes, very much. And that's sort of one of the things.
I'm here for you, Michael.
That's one of the things is like these fight sequences, these boxing sequences have a lot more in common with like the Winter Soldier or the Captain America series, as opposed to like a Rocky series where it's just like,
it's a little bit interesting pivot though.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Just
you would think
there's a stylistic difference.
I got you. You would on paper you would think that wouldn't work, you know, just because you picture Rocky as such a slugfest kind of thing, not very glossy and pretty.
No,
but if it works, it works. So that's an interesting pivot.
Yeah, it's like I said, this movie is very much different stylistically or like directorially than the other two.
Well, hey, good for you, Michael B. Jordan.
It's almost a weird pivot, but he finds a way to make it work.
Do they stick the landing?
They do. They do. I think that once they stick the landing, they should have bailed out and just run credits. To its detriment, I think it runs a little bit too long. Like, spoiler alert, but like after the fight, there's a scene between Dame and Adonis where they sort of have this like, yeah, man, we went through some shit, right? Like, yeah, but we're cool. Yeah, we are. That we didn't really need.
It's
like,
Rocky 1.
Yeah. It's like, so we're gonna do this? Ding, ding,
ding, ding. Right. I hear no bell. Yeah.
I hear no bell. Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, it's a really good story. I think Jonathan Majors as a villain, I totally buy him. I get his motivation. It seems a little bit over the top at times in terms of like the point when he turns heel is almost comedic. It's almost very comic
broadcast a little bit.
A little what?
Is it like broadcast? Like
not broadcast, but just the way it happens. It's very comic book.
Oh yeah.
It's very like, haha, it was me the whole time, and you never knew. And they were like, what?
Oh yeah. I think I got you.
You know what I mean?
I'm with you.
So like, of course you see it coming, but just in the manner that it happens, you're like, probably could have dialed that back just a little bit. Like in a movie where the subtleties and each actor's interactions with each other, not only in the ring but on a personal level, is equally important. That was probably dialed up a little bit too much.
A little too spoon-fed, a little too much.
A little much, yeah.
A heaping scoop as opposed to just a little nibble off the spoon.
Sure, like, it was almost like too much hot sauce. You know what I mean? Like,
hot sauce is the best, first off.
It is. Hot sauce is the best.
Shout out to Annie.
But
who won the basketball game, by the way?
That's right.
Anyways, go ahead.
I can't wait to see him with hair extensions.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead.
But like, it was one of those like a little dab of hot sauce was all you needed, and then you were like, well, if one dab of hot sauce is good, then like 14 is gonna be great, right? You're like,
okay. A little heavy, a little heavy-handed, yeah.
All I'm tasting is Louisiana hot sauce now.
I got you. No, I got you. Well, okay. No, I'm all about seeing this movie. As I've mentioned before,
it's worth it.
I'm a huge fan.
To its credit, it is a great closeout on a trilogy. Like, it ends on a really good, solid note. It really sticks the landing. And it pays off all of the things that we had talked about in terms of, like, responsibility and the sins of the father and sort of what is my legacy and what am I really leaving behind versus forging my own path. And it ties all of the things that the themes and motives of the previous two movies and really just puts a nice ribbon on it. So, and then also kind of leaves it open for maybe there's going to be another Creed movie with his daughter who might be a pretty decent boxer come down the line. Let's see.
I don't doubt it. The one thing about the Rocky franchise as well as the Creed franchise is if you look at it from a non-Hollywood lens, if you just are a fan of sports, and this is pretty much across the board, is eventually, no matter what level of dominance you have, especially in fighting, like look at Ronda Rousey, look at people, eventually you get old, and somebody, the new you comes along who's
there's always a faster,
stronger, bigger, and it's just, and you
there's
age
always
out
a
of
new
it.
gunslinger coming in.
Yeah, and you just age out of it. And so the fact that they can keep these movies like interesting, and when you ultimately know the outcome, like any form of realism in the movies, like this is because this is the story of every fighter ever.
Sure.
You eventually get too old to do it. It's like you had a good run, and you got to figure out when to hang up the jersey because eventually it gets sad. Right. Like going out there,
you don't want to be Joe Montana who's like getting concussed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, not Steve Young, who's getting concussed every time he goes out. And you're like, hey man, like I know we're paying you $16 million, but like you're missing weeks at a time, and like,
it just gets sad after a certain point.
I know that you're throwing for 150 yards every play, but also you can't remember the street you live on. So
right.
And what do we do here?
And not just that, like the ultimate goal of anybody who's a sports fan is we all want to see our people retire at the top. For example, John Elway won 2 Super Bowls back-to-back, retired. Peyton Manning, it's like, I won a final Super Bowl in Denver. It's like, I'm out. Like, that's what we all strive to. it usually doesn't happen that way.
Sure,
Usually it's
right.
like you try to have one more push for your final glory.
Sure.
And it just gets sad to watch.
One more match.
And it just gets sad to see because you're like, oh, these are my heroes. And you're like, oh, man, like when Jordan came back wearing the 4-5, he still averaged, 18, 20 a game, whatever.
But it wasn't
the same.
It wasn't 96 Jordan.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like it's one of those like, yeah, he's good, but he ain't putting up the same numbers that made me fall in love with him. You know what I mean?
The jump man doesn't quite have the jump, doesn't quite have the pivot. You just got to figure out when to hang it up before it gets too sad. And so it's. I just always thought that was interesting in terms of the Rocky franchise of like, that is the story. That is the overwhelming theme of all of these. And so the fact that you can make it run for 9 movies now, well, it's a like shout out to Father Time. Like time is undefeated, and so that's the fact that you can do that for 9 movies when it's like any person who knows anything about sports, it's like this is what we're up against. So
of course,
so good form,
right,
good form.
And like I said, like it's almost so meta that. I mean, like you said, it's time catches up with all. So
it's
like
undefeated.
Rocky ran itself into the ground to where all of a sudden like they had to pass the torch into a new generation to be like, we're not the same fighting champion we were, but maybe we can vicariously rejuvenate a little bit of interest into ourselves by passing on the torch to this new cat.
You go, and the new generation has the responsibility of we recognize your contributions. The game was not the same when you entered and when you left.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so we see that, we're taking, but young
now's
blood,
my time.
yeah,
son.
exactly.
Now's my time.
So that's why I fuck with, because like you
Super
said,
kick party.
So like you said, it is incredibly meta in terms of it being a franchise like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I'm a big fan of the Creed franchise, and so I'm glad we finally get to have this talk.
For sure. I think if you're a fan of the Rocky franchise,
especially
especially
fan of sports movies.
or whatever, like, or even just
Why do you like movies? Fuck it.
Just good movies in general. Yeah. I'm gonna go.
Like how we walk that back.
You know what? We just love movies.
Fuck it, if you're bored.
If you got nothing better to do,
Creed franchise.
I'm gonna go ahead and rank that 12 rounds.
Nice.
1 comeback.
Okay.
And 1 legacy.
Ooh. That's good.
I'm gonna go in. Yeah, I think it's a fair synopsis.
I like it. Who was Rocky's manager? That was
Mickey.
That was fucking up all his
That
money.
was Burgess Meredith. Oh no, Paulie.
Paulie.
Happy birthday, Paulie.
Yeah, I will. I will rate.
I love that robot. That's the star of that movie.
Oh yeah, on the scale of. This is gonna be a weird one, so y'all have to bear with me.
Go ahead, lay it on me, son.
I would rate the Creed franchise. Paulie really fucking up Rocky's money.
Yeah.
Really fucking up his money. That's how I would rate that. So.
Good moves. Good moves.
No, I'm so glad we got to talk Creed finally.
For sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead and watch Creed 3 so we can actually talk about it.
It's on the list.
And I promise I'll watch The Machine and
John
Wick
Wick and
4
Super
and
Mario.
Super Mario.
Oh, you did watch Super Mario?
No, I didn't. No. What was the other one?
I got a bunch on my list too.
Yeah.
And Schindler's List, and I got to watch.
Just saw it the other day, actually.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't.
Him and her got it on. No, they didn't. On that note, we are going to sign out for the marvelous Mike D. I am MD3. Go watch a movie.
And talk about it with somebody that you love.
That's our mom calling. We got to go.